What's going on, everyone? This is Steve from Burke Family 54 Comics, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. Let's go ahead and get into it. So, my daughter and I went to go see the new movie today on opening night, Friday, June 2nd, 2023. We went at the early time of 5:15, and it was a really fun movie, to say the least. I remember taking my daughter to it a couple years ago for the first movie, and I'm not gonna lie, that movie is among my favorite, top 3 comic book movies of all time, and probably the best animated movie of all time. It's so comic book accurate, so I knew this movie had a lot to, go up against, and it was gonna be really, really, really hard to top the first one. Now, so really quickly, do I think it topped the first one? No, I do not. Is it still a really, really good movie? Yes, it is. I would probably give the first movie like a 9.8 or a 10 out of 10. It's definitely worthy of winning that Oscar that it did. This movie, I still think is very, very, very good, and I'll give my score later in the video. So, first thing up, a few things is that the biggest issue that I had is that the movie had some audio issues. Now, at first I thought it was just me or just our theater. A couple of people complained about the audio, and they were saying that everyone was complaining about the audio in every theater. And so we're like, okay, so it's not just our auditorium, it is the movie in general. And when I went online, everyone was talking about how the audio was terrible. Now, I noticed it right away in the opening scene. There was some music playing, and there was some dialogue as well, and you could not hear the dialogue at all. So I knew right away there was going to be some issues throughout the movie. And there definitely was some issues when only 2 people were talking. It felt like I could hardly hear them. Like, if my daughter talked loud, everyone could probably hear her better than they could hear the movie, which is definitely an issue. Now, I know the director was saying that it was the theater issues. If this many people in that many theaters are saying there's audio issues, it's definitely the movie issues. Now, I don't know what they're going to do about that, but they gotta fix it if they want people to be happy. I assume that they're going to do something here in the next week or 2 to fix those audio issues, because that was my biggest complaint about the movie. Now, that was my biggest issue. I also thought there was a little bit of, it was a little slow in parts, specifically the first 30 to 45 minutes. The opening scene, I didn't necessarily think it should have been in a movie. I didn't have a huge problem with it, but I didn't think it should have been in a movie. I understand they were trying to set up the story, and this is a non-spoiler review. I didn't think it helped the story that much. It shouldn't have been as long as it was, in my opinion. Anyways, I also kind of forgot that the different worlds, and this is a little bit spoilery, have different color tones, and I was like, man, this movie is like part of the movie. I'm thinking to myself, man, they definitely shot this differently. And then I see other parts of the movie, I'm like, okay, no, this is definitely the same as the first one. I just forgot there was some different color tones in other worlds. And you guys remember that from Black Noir, that anime spider character, the spider pig, all of that stuff. And so there's definitely that. Now, if we're talking about cameos and Easter eggs, this movie is filled with them to the brim. That is for sure. If you're a Spider-Man fan, verse fan, you are definitely be excited for all the Easter eggs, and you're going to be looking for them. You're probably going to go see the movie a couple times. You're probably going to watch this video among other videos a bunch of times to figure out, what did I miss? What do other people think? All of that. There was definitely a lot of Easter eggs, and it was really cool to see. I'm not the biggest Spider-Man fan. I do like him, but I'm more of a DC fan. I'm really excited about The Flash. But this movie was still really, really, really good. I enjoyed it a ton. In terms of action, let's talk action. The action in this movie was better than the first movie. If we're talking about only action, the action in this movie was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. The dialogue during the action was great. I really, really, really enjoyed it. And the best part is that most of the movie is action, which is awesome for me and comic book fans. They also, this is not super spoilery, there's a lot of comic book stuff added to the movie, I'll just say, which was cool to see. As an avid comic book reader, it was really cool to see a lot of the things that you would see in comic books in this movie. and you'll know what I'm talking about when you see the movie. In terms of the acting, or I guess voiceover acting, I thought it was great. I thought it was great. I thought the Miles dialogue was great. I thought Spider-Gwen was phenomenal. After watching the movie, I definitely need to get her first appearance. That is going to be on the list for this year. Like, I've changed after watching the movie. I definitely need to see her first appearance in my PC, despite some of the things I said earlier in the video, and you'll know what I'm talking about when you see the movie. I enjoyed it. Miguel was great. Without getting too spoilery, I thought he'd be a little bit more menacing than he was. Now, I'm not, like, I don't know a ton about Spider-Man 2099, but I thought he'd be a little bit more menacing than he was. But like I said, the cameos were great. The action was great. The voiceover acting was really, really good. The audio was terrible. Like, god-awful. God-awful. Like, they got to fix that. It was a little slow in a couple parts, but I will also say that when it says Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1, they definitely mean Part 1, and you'll know what I mean when you see the movie. I want to see Part 2 right now. Like, I was like, I'm like, as we're getting like toward the end of the movie, I'm like, man, this movie's about to end, and I want to see the rest of it. I want to see the next chapter in the Miles Morales trilogy. Like I'm really, really, really excited about it. And if you are a person that's been reading Miles Morales comic books here in the last couple years, you're going to be excited for what you see on the big screen, because it is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. All the Easter eggs are there. All the things that you'd like to see are definitely there. And there were some twists in the movie, like great twists that I should have picked up on, and I did not. So if you're watching it and you pick it up on it, like, you'll probably see it before I did. I mean, I didn't notice it until they kind of revealed the twist. Like, I'm kind of a little bit mad at myself for not, like, realizing it, but, like, I don't know. I liked it. And I think most of the audience did not pick up on it as well, which was, you know, it made for a really good movie experience. The movie theater was not full. I anticipate this movie is probably going to make around 100 million, or maybe a little bit less than 100 million domestically, which is still really good for an animated movie. It's really good for any movie, specifically an animated movie. I think this movie will do just as well, or maybe even do better than the first movie did, because the first movie did so well. It's going to bring a lot more people to the theaters, and there's been nothing but positive press about the movie. Now, okay, so now that I've got done talking about everything I liked about the movie, everything I disliked about the movie, let's go ahead and give my overall review. So I definitely give this movie probably like an 8.5 or a 9.0 out of 10. Now, if you're on a positive side, just after seeing the movie, probably a 9. After I think about it for another day or so, it might go down to an 8.5. I don't know. I kind of want to see the movie again when they get the audio fixed, because that kind of definitely ruined parts of the movie for me. If they get that fixed, it's definitely a 9 out of 10. Definitely a 9 out of 10. Everyone was so excited. Like, the people behind me, which we were almost in the last row. There was like one or two more rows behind me. And the person's like, yeah, I can wait 2 more years for part 2. Like, they said it really loud, and everyone kind of laughed about it. Like, it was so good. Like, everyone in the theater definitely liked it. And my daughter liked it as well. And, like, she's not a huge, like, movie person. Like, we go to see, like, a lot of kids movies. But I remember taking her to the first one, and she liked it. And she definitely liked this one as well. Again, my name is Steve from Burke Family 54 Comics. That is today's video. That is today's review. Let me know in the comments section what you guys think about the movie. What do you guys think about my review? All of that and more. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. And as always, go Cats!
Cowabunga! It's morphin' time!